is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another Big Time Rants. I'm the Big Time, and I'm here to talk at ya. Thank you for joining us. You know, this is the Value Wrestling YouTube page. This is Big Time Rants. I am the one, the only, Big Time, and I'm back again. I know my camera's a little long. Trying to be fixed. There we go. That is much better, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Big Time Rants. We got some breaking news coming down the line, and we want to go over it. Tony Khan interested in 16-time champion on AEW TV. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Khan opened the return of RVD, 16-time champion, back on AEW TV. Tony Khan said this during his Wrestle Dream media call, and I quote, "I thought RVD would be a great partner for him, a great foil to Hook's previous story, and then now partner for Hook himself, and they had a really fun match. The Collision episode did a great rating." Tony Khan also continued to say, "I'd certainly be open to Rob returning in the very near future, as we said, when I saw him this past week, and he's doing a great job, and we love to have him back. So great to have Rob here anytime it's available to do it, and anytime it makes sense for everyone." So Tony Khan interested in RVD coming back for some more episodes of AEW television, having RVD around, a 16-time champion. What are your feelings, thoughts on RVD being in AEW some more time? Could it be a possibility? Will it happen? We will have to wait and see. More news on the release of Matt Riddle. Triple H stating that he became a liability, which in many eyes Matt Riddle did with his continuous issues. It was not a surprise when he was released from AEW or WWE. His past issues had a very negative impact, and in his recent events with his episode at JFK Airport and that situation. So at this point, questions up in the air. Who's willing to take a chance on Matt Riddle? Is there any wrestling company that's willing to pick up Matt Riddle and let him become part of their company? We will have to wait and see in the future. Is Matt Riddle going to be AEW bound? Maybe New Japan Pro Wrestling? Maybe Impact? Maybe he goes on and does something else. Maybe he goes back into the sport of mixed martial arts and some other, because he's definitely not going back to the UFC. So we'll have to see what happens with Matt Riddle. But it kind of came out that he became a liability to the company and finally forced the hands of WWE. Ringside News. Jade Cargill reveals Cody Rhodes' role in making the move to WWE. Jade Cargill made her recent announcement and appearance in the WWE Performance Center, and that her official signing with WWE is here. Fans were simply crazy as WWE announced they had signed Jade Cargill to a multi-year deal. Big publicity, and WWE definitely took advantage of that, putting over everything they could, so that Jade Cargill is in WWE and here to be a part of that. She goes on to state about Cody Rhodes in an interview on what looks like to be the Masked Man show. He was top 3 and not third. He's a phenomenal man. I've seen what this business did for him. I've seen him just the stellar athlete that he is, and I didn't see any different for myself. He was one of the guys who helped me make a great decision. Jade Cargill has been keeping mum when it comes to her destination, WWE. She's already working hard at the Performance Center. Only time will tell whether Cargill will become a megastar in WWE. But it does look like Cody Rhodes was a big part of her making the jump to WWE. He was part of what brought her into AEW, so I'm not surprised that's what brought her over to AEW. In other news, are there other AEW stars ready to make that jump as their contracts come to an expire? WWE leaning heavy on the like of Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks could definitely have a home and a place in the future. What WWE is presenting. What about Wardlow? Tony Khan recently stated that when they have something, it'll be great to have Wardlow back on TV. So basically, when I can come up with some booking story to put Wardlow back on TV, I'll do it. Wardlow needs to be on TV, Tony Khan, and if you don't do it, WWE is going to definitely jump on that man and take him over and make him a huge star. Wardlow has it all. He just needs the creative backing and the fine-tuning of the package. That is better known as Wardlow, and that could be a huge go for WWE if Wardlow jumps ship. So, Tony, get on the ball. Get Wardlow back on TV. You have a chance, you have an opportunity to make a megastar and build your company on the future. You need to correct what you did wrong, and we need to get back to Wardlow. NXT last night, we got a hype package. A feature man sitting down watching TV, clicking on a news channel, then clicking to the Cincinnati Bengals practice episode of them practicing, and then it later turned to WCW Saturday Night. What a throwback. What a moment to be like, nostalgia. I remember watching the WTBS Superstation on Saturday nights at 5:05 Pacific Standard Time as the, sometimes, no, it was 5:05 Eastern Time. I think it came on at 3:05 Pacific Standard Time. I'd have to go back. I don't remember when it came on now. I know it was some odd times that the WTBS Superstation would show WCW Saturday Night. And on WCW Saturday Night, we had a former Cincinnati Bengals player who came out in Bengal-like trunks, who was known to the world at that time as Lion Brian Pillman. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what a great talent Brian Pillman was. He eventually was put into a tag team with stunning Steve Austin, who the world should now know as Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Brian Pillman, stunning Steve Austin, became the Hollywood Blondes, became one of the best tag teams in WCW at that time, and had a great run. They were great heels. They did great. They were just never allowed to really go beyond. They weren't the chosen ones, so they were never really allowed to go beyond that category. Eventually, Steve Austin was let go by WCW, moved to ECW before making his jump to WWE and becoming the man known as Stone Cold Steve Austin. And eventually, Brian Pillman made the jump too and became Brian Pillman, better known as the Loose Cannon, after working an angle with ECW and Paul Heyman and WWE, and eventually getting to WWE through his own means. And we know the legend of Brian Loose Cannon, Brian Pillman, and unfortunately lost a great talent way too quickly. But WWE has officially let us know in this vignette, in this video package, that the Brian Pillman Jr. is definitely headed to NXT. And soon on NXT, we should be seeing Brian Pillman Jr. He's got the look. We'll have to see what he's going to do. I can't wait to see Brian Pillman on WWE TV, NXT, see what he does. He was a great act over in AEW. They had him in the tag team as the Varsity Blondes. It was good, and they separated that group, and then they both just kind of fell apart and never really looked like they wanted to pull the trigger on a Brian Pillman, a talent that you could have developed and made a star in AEW. So what AEW misses out on, WWE is going to pick up and run with that ball, and I think the lineage that WWE has, since they have the Brian Pillman story in WWE, they have the Brian Pillman lineage and history in WCW, they can definitely really progress on that, and we can now see Brian Pillman Jr. in WWE, and this is great. WWE starting to pick up on these younger stars and starting to move with them, and we will see what they do. What will they do with Jade Cargill? Will she become a megastar? Brian Pillman Jr., will they be able to get him over and make him a megastar? If Ricky Starks decides to jump over to AEW, could they not turn him into a super megastar? Lots of talent there. AEW needs to get down to business. And Tony Khan does. Tony Khan needs to make AEW, again, a destination place to be. Tony Khan needs to figure out what it is that's going to keep the younger talent there that he can build on and make superstars tomorrow. He can use all the talent that's here. And yes, if he signs Edge, that's awesome. That's great. If Edge goes to AEW, awesome. Great for Edge. Adam Copeland, full support if he goes over there. I just don't know if it's going to be as big of a move in the shakeup of things as a lot of people think it is. Edge is going to be good. Edge has a little bit of time. He's already told you he doesn't have a lot of time left. So he's not going to have a very extended run in AEW. It may be a part-time body schedule there. We know he probably will rework with Christian, which will be good. But, I mean, what can Edge really do? Do you want to see Edge Adam Copeland as AEW World Champion? Is he not taking a spot from a younger guy, a guy that they can develop to take that spot and grow? I mean, Edge is a great wealth of wisdom and can bring a lot to AEW, no doubt. It's not about what Adam Copeland can bring to the table for AEW. It's about what is AEW doing to build towards a future to stay relevant and not do the heavy WCW thing where they brought in all the veterans and built everything around a lot of veterans and didn't really build any guys from within. And the guys within got upset and jumped ship. I mean, this is how we had an Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko. These guys all jumped ship over to WCW. Chris Jericho, or no, jumped ship over to WWE, from WCW. Chris Jericho was very vocal about jumping from WCW to WWE because they were just not allowing him to get to that next level. So, what is AEW going to do that's different? We already see him on WTBS. The comparisons are strong between AEW and WCW. And that's good on some ends, but it's really bad on the other ends because you don't want to relive the history of WCW. You have to learn from the past, do it better, and we need Tony Khan to get it on and figure out what he's doing. And if he doesn't start building some of these stars that he has there that are AEW stars, that are homegrown stars for AEW, even if they came from Ring of Honor and up, he's got a lot of those stars that he could develop and push over. But just picking up guys that have that WWE touch or that WWE branding or that WWE appearance over, it could be dangerous. And if they don't do anything with the younger talent that's there, that have an opportunity to grow and make themselves into something. Yes, he's doing really good with the Darby Allin. He's doing great with Orange Cassidy. I don't know if Orange Cassidy would ever be as big as he is in AEW in WWE. Could definitely be an entertaining spot, but I don't know if he would get over with his style in WWE as well. Darby Allin, there's a hit or miss there. He's really making his name. He's really making a spot where he's a viable threat. Could he make it on an WWE stage? I don't know, but as long as AEW is keeping him hot, they may be able to keep him around. But it's a lot of these other guys that are kind of getting the shortcuts, getting clipped in the back end, and not really getting their opportunity to shine where they could really grow and develop and become the stars of tomorrow. AEW needs stars of tomorrow. They have plenty of stars from yesterday and the current stars of today, but if they're not building for what's next, they're not finding who their next brand name is. You have MJF, you have a John Moxley, but who is your next guys? Who are your guys to replace these guys? Who are your guys to replace a Jericho? Who are your guys to replace a John Moxley? Who's your guys to replace an MJF? Who's your guy to replace a Bryan Danielson? You have a huge hole with losing CM Punk, and you're not really showing me people that you're bringing along. You're doing some stuff with Ricky Starks. You got a little going on with Powerhouse Hobbs, but you got to stay consistent. You got to really develop these stars. AEW needs to get it together. But WWE, it should be actually surprising. We'll see what they're going to do with Jade Cargill. We're going to see what they're going to do with Brian Pillman Jr., and we will go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Value of Wrestling right here on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. We love your comments. We are growing great. We are on a track. And again, you, our listeners, our viewers, our fans, the Value of Wrestling fans are the ones that are going to help us make this a revolutionary force in wrestling podcast. You're the ones that are going to help us get on the IWC scene as a viability because of your likes, your comments, your subscribing. You're helping us push us up the algorithm. Your views, watching these videos all the way through, or at least getting through a majority of it. You're helping us, and we need your help. We only grow if you let us, and we want you to be a part of this. You are a part of the Value of Wrestling. We don't lose sight of that. Without you, we're nothing but guys on a mic and on a camera talking gibberish. But if you're not here, support us, help us grow, sharing this out with your friends, family, anybody that that likes pro wrestling, that wants to get into the truth of pro wrestling, because we're going to talk about pro wrestling. We're creating new content to come soon. There'll be new videos, new programming. We have new people that should join us shortly. There's a lot of things in the work, and we hope to grow and find those things that you all like, that you think are going to be awesome and are going to be amazing, and you're going to join us. So, again, make sure you subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, because you never know when a new video is going to pop up. We're staying on top of it. We thank you for being here. We appreciate you. I'm the Big Time. This has been the Value of Wrestling, and at this time, I'm out until the next episode.